Welcome to Art Focus. My name is Andrea Quiros-Gyra. I am the program specialist with the Office of Cultural Affairs. This show is about all the wonderful arts organizations that we have in Columbia. Today, I would like to introduce you to Carrie Townsend. She's the new executive director of the Unbound Book Festival. How are you? Welcome.
Great. Nice to be here with you today.
So it's happening soon. All kinds of wonderful things. So for those that aren't familiar with the festival, can you give us a little brief description and
Sure.
all the wonderful things?
The Unbound Book Festival is 10 years old this year. Yeah, it's a
Wow.
really exciting year for us. It is a celebration of ideas and authors and reading and just community coming together to have conversations. So typically there's a keynote on Friday night, and then Saturday during the day there are a variety of panels for people to attend. So authors from all over the country, all over the world come to share what they've written, share with other authors. So typically a panel would consist of like 2 to 3 authors and a facilitator. So it's really cool. Even if you haven't heard of an author, you can learn something or think about something.
Yeah. I would imagine for those, even if you weren't a writer, but just love to read, that there's so much that you can participate in. Now, you've mentioned when we were off air that there's a children's component to the program. Can you talk about that a little?
That's kind of varied throughout the years. When it was at Stevens College, on the campus of Stevens College, there was a whole day of authors for children. Now the authors will be at the public library. So we have 2 authors this year. Pedro Martin, he is the author of a graphic novel called Mexikid, which is super popular with the school children. And that is upper elementary, middle school. And then another author, Ellen O. She's written some fantasy novels and some current literature, but she also started an organization called We Need Diverse Books. So she is instrumental in like encouraging schools and public libraries to promote diverse literature for students and I guess publishers too. So so she'll be a really engaging speaker, and she will be for our middle school students, but also for adults, anyone interested in like books for kids. So she'll be at the public library too.
Okay. Oh, we've got such a wonderful library. So it's nice that you work together with them. So the footprint, tell me where the festival takes place and what to expect throughout the whole weekend, or not really weekend, it's 2 days, correct?
Well, actually it begins on Thursday evening with a lit crawl. So now we have, it is fun. And that takes place at several downtown bars and restaurants. It starts at Orr Street Studios and then kind of meanders through downtown. But different authors will be speaking at different venues. There'll be opportunities to have, some food and beverages and a kind of a different vibe. So that's Thursday evening, and then Friday will be the keynote. Min Jin Lee will be at Jesse Hall this year. And then Saturday is a day of panels with different authors. So that takes place starting in the morning throughout the late afternoon. And that'll be downtown too. So there's several downtown locations this year. And then Sunday we host a Write on Writing festival. So it is more about the process of writing. Some of the authors stay and lead writing workshops. So yeah, it's super cool.
So is this free?
Yeah, totally.
That's even better. And I love that component. Are there evening activities? I know you mentioned the lit crawl. Do you have things on Saturday night as well, or does it end?
It ends. If you're a volunteer, there's a volunteer celebration that evening. So we're always looking for volunteers.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. You probably do. I mean, Columbia's pretty philanthropic and good in that way. When it's always helpful.
Yeah. There also is the Friday night keynote. And you do need tickets to get to the Friday night keynote, but those are free as well. You just have to register.
Okay, awesome.
So how do you go about selecting the authors? Do you all have a committee that? Okay.
We do. Alex George, who is the first and creator of the festival, is on the programming committee with a group of professors from the university and just local readers and people that are involved in thinking and ideas and that sort of thing. So they start working on this in the summer, start thinking about who would be good to bring, who's maybe got a new book coming out or something like a way to interconnect the ideas. So I think that's one of the really cool things about the festival is that these panels are not always like what you would exactly, like how you would connect different authors. So sometimes I believe one of the panels this year is about the river, and there's another one about birding. So the authors all speak to that particular topic in a different way, which is really nice.
That'll be interesting because, I live in Roachcourt, it's all along the river, and that really is a big draw for a lot of people, and a lot of different way, between the environmental issues with the river and just the life on the river and what it does for us, so that'd be very interesting.
I think that's what's really great about it is that, like I said, if you're not heard of some of the authors, it's okay, just come and spend some time with us, and maybe you'll learn about a new author that you'd like to read or a new idea or something that you can explore in another way.
Or maybe nudge you to start writing if that's something you've been kind of thinking about. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. So how can the audience find out more information? Their website, I'm
Sure, yeah, unboundbookfestival.com. That's where all of the information is housed, and we also are on social media, on Instagram and Facebook, so the ideas will be shared there, but it typically originates from the website. So if you start there, that's where you'll find the schedule, and that's also where the tickets will be. You can request tickets for Minj and Lee. Let's see what else. There's an archive of past authors on the website. There's a YouTube channel, so it is kind of nice to be able to see where we've been in this 10 years and where we're going.
10 years, it's unbelievable. So do you think you'll be changing any of the programming at all with moving forward?
Not right now. I mean, of course, everything evolves, and it's interesting to see like what's happening across the country with book festivals. I mean, the Lit Crawl is a national movement. There are lit crawls all over the country, so it was really fabulous to see that here starting last year, and I'm sure just as other types of events are emerging across the country, we'll bring them to Columbia too. So
wonderful. Well, that's what makes Columbia great. We've got so many wonderful opportunities like what you're offering, and just we're really lucky that we have everything that we have.
I know.
We're really blessed. Okay. Well, is there anything else you want the audience to know about the festival, about what's going on?
Definitely try to bring your children. Those two authors will be at the Authors in Schools program in Columbia Public Schools. They will be appearing at 2 elementary schools, and then L&O will be at 2 middle schools this year. So I would encourage parents of middle-aged children and upper elementary children to check that out. It's not often that you get to see an author who your students are going to love the book. Let's see. I think just try it. Even if you can't attend every event of the festival, maybe pick out one this year. We've really worked to make the festival accessible for everyone. So I think that's nice. Some of the accommodations, have been, yes, good. Let's see. We're always looking for sponsorships. So like if organizations would like to sponsor, they could advertise in our program. We're looking for volunteers. The volunteer application will come out, I believe it's early March, so be looking at the website if you're interested in that. And that's a really cool way to get to talk to the authors, kind of like an up close and personal. It's they're kind of like rock stars for the weekend.
Absolutely.
So
I'm an avid reader, and I've got my authors that I just absolutely love, and so it's exciting to see them, and it's like where all that creativity comes from, and get to know them on
pick their brain,
right, exactly,
like what they're thinking about and their perspective on some of these different interconnections between the different types of writing. It's interesting to see nonfiction and fiction. We have some poetry. So again, even if you think, oh, I'm not super into poetry, go see like how it might be different than what you remember, or give it a taste.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got some really wonderful local poets, and yeah, in fact, somebody approached us about maybe having a Columbia Poet Laureate. So we're kind of investigating what that would look like if we were to do that. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Beautiful.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much for everything.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. I wish you the best of luck for the festival. I'm very intrigued about the Lit Crawl and some of the other opportunities. And I can't believe it's been 10 years. Time flies. So, yeah, exciting.
Mhm.
But, well, good luck with everything. And
Thanks for having
Absolutely.
us to celebrate this and to think about this and as a part of our community. I appreciate it.